The biggest challenges for this South Umpqua watershed is high water temperatures, degraded stream conditions, poor resource management. Hello, I'm Stanley Petrowski. I am the Native Fish Society River Steward of the South Umpqua River. We are currently at Three Falls in Drew, Oregon, on Elk Creek. Timberlands and private ranch land. I would say that poaching, the fish species hold up over the summer are very vulnerable to poaching, and so what we'd like to see is the entire watershed restored. Joe Hall Creek is the heart of our ranch, Singing Falls Ranch, and I spent a lot of time down in the riparian zones, especially in the wintertime, looking at the large quantity of water flowing down the stream. And in 2004, a single coho hen showed up in Joe Hall Creek, and my neighbor informed us, the Forest Service informed us, and it was absolutely thrilling to see this 32-inch salmon return to the watershed, to that particular tributary. They had not been there or seen there in 55 years. And so now, 4 years after we did our stream restoration work, we have seen a steady increase in the coho population. Last year, when we did the fish count of the juniors, we came up with 5,585 coho and a substantial amount of steelhead from Joe Hall Creek. So there's a radical change going on there. It was opportune that it happened on our watch, and we really have a passion to see it restored, and the fish run is resilient and returning. This is mainly done at this point by introducing large wood that we hope will go into anaerobic conditions, get buried by aggregate and such. We'd like to see beavers restored to the watershed. They've been trapped out. We would like to see boulder structures where it's feasible to use large boulders or flat rock to build rock. All my neighbors were very incredulous about me doing restoration work and cooperating with the various agencies and the Watershed Council to do stream restoration work. They felt like I was jeopardizing my legal rights. They felt that I was going to probably lose my property rights because this fish run was so rare. But I was going by my heart and my spirit, and I really felt like I was to do this, that this fish returning on my watch was something that was purposeful and needed to be acted upon. Since then, which has been 2004 was when the coho salmon showed up. It is now 2010. The vast majority of the Elk Creek Fifth Field watershed has now done a complete turnaround. They're very supportive of the work. We have formed a nonprofit organization called the South Umpqua Rural Community Partnership, and it's a 501c3, and through that mechanism we are doing restoration work throughout the whole Elk Creek Basin here. When this coho salmon showed up, it made real the stories that I had heard about this very watershed. This very watershed had thousands upon thousands of coho salmon show up every year to spawn in this stream. When we arrived here 20 years ago, I didn't know what a salmon run was. I didn't know what an anadromous fish was. I mean, I knew what salmon were, but I didn't know their life cycle or anything like that. Since then, I'm totally immersed in restoration work. I realized that management practices from a state level, bureaucratic level, policy level, landowner level was disconnected from the rhythms and knowledge associated with what a healthy watershed is all about. We really damaged it and didn't realize we were damaging it. We thought these streams and rivers were self-perpetuating and there would always be a salmon run. Well, when the salmon run stopped, we then came, so I didn't know what it was like. We moved from Montana to here. And the next thing you know, I'm looking at this huge fish. And I realized that this was a keystone species, that it had a significant purpose in the health of the system, and the fact that the runs were so pathetic, that they were virtually non-existent in this watershed, made me feel like a sense of responsibility, not only to the environment, but to the people that made their living off of catching fish, and people that ate fish for a living, and also the creatures, the bears, the coyotes, all the species that thrive off of these salmon runs. Influence the ODF&W and the various fish and wildlife agencies, get in there and make them earn their pay.